My name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. Fear. How big of a part in your life does fear play? If you're honest with yourself, if you look at our current situation we're in this country, and you ask yourself a few questions, the end result is you get an answer that fear dominates your life, at least dominates the reasons given to you for why we need extraordinary measures that strip away your constitutional rights. If we look at the last decade, fear has brought us everything from the Patriot Act to National Defense Authorization Act and a decade of liberty-killing, freedom-destroying legislation in between, all under the fear of being attacked. Statistics, they're going to show it's more likely to be stung by a bee and killed than to be killed by a terrorist. Yet that doesn't stop the powers that be from selling fear to the people. And in the most part, the people sit back and just say, okay, for our own good, we will do this. When will we stop doing this? When will it be? What is the line in the sand that's going to stop the people from just laying back and taking this because of fear? Joseph Stalin, one of the first things the communists did when they took over in 1917 in Russia was pass all kinds of legislation, all kinds of laws, making it almost impossible for a non-party, non-christened member to own a gun. It became more difficult. Those that did had to register them, making it very easy for the government to come in and take weapons at a later date. Adolf Hitler in 1942 said one of the biggest mistakes they could ever make, one of the most foolish mistakes they could make, was allow the subjects to have firearms, because this would be tantamount to ending the sovereign rule of the dictatorship. What do we have in the United States? We have a decade of fear. We have a boogeyman under every bed. We have a police build-out, a security build-out that is not even seconded anywhere in history. We have thousands and thousands of blue uniform TSA that stand before you just to climb on a plane, and now they're hitting the streets with Viper teams. You can't get on an airplane without having a naked body scanner wrapped around your body first. What's next? You got to ask yourself that. And I'm not talking the fear that's being sold to you by Washington, D.C. I'm talking about at the end of an agenda of fear, what is the last thing to happen? You're going to cross a line, and I'm talking about the tyrannical forces that be. They're going to cross a line, and when they do, they understand that there's going to be a mass awakening. Not by choice. Most people don't want to wake up, but they're going to have to when this tyrannical government goes from soft tyranny to the hard tyranny that a lot of us believe is coming. And when that occurs, they need the people to be malleable. They need the people to be obedient. You can't have that with a well-armed citizenry. You can't have that with people that have an ability to say, no, you're not going to cross this line. Today in an interview, Mark Morrell, the head of the National Urban League, gave all the catchphrases Washington, D.C. wants us to believe gun control is all about. Too many kids getting killed, too many funerals, too many drive-by. But when he was done talking, Al Sharpton came to that microphone, CNBC analyst, Al Sharpton, and I believed his intention was to back the administration's reasons and government's reasons for stripping you of your Second Amendment rights. But he screwed up because he got it right. He said, look, the Second Amendment, I'm paraphrasing, I'll attach his video to this one so you can watch it for yourself. He says, look, the Second Amendment was put in place to protect the people from government coming to attack the people. He got it 100% correct. That's what the Second Amendment's about. Unfortunately, he went on to say, but that doesn't mean in today's world, if the government comes to your door, you're going to have the ability to use a machine gun to protect yourself. He goes on to say, we live in the age of drones. Therefore, the Second Amendment does you no good. Give up your Second Amendment rights because you can't defend yourself anyway, is basically what I take from his message. History has taught us. Tyrannical dictators in the past have taught us. If you want to control a populace, you have to disarm them. You must not fall for this fear tactic. You know, if you sat back and you watched Wall Street dominate the economy, if you sat back and watched the Federal Reserve tune into this wartime superpower so that they could dictate who lives, who dies, who fails, who succeeds, and you did nothing. If you sat back and watched a Constitution be shredded just a little bit more, it's time to quit sitting back and wake up. Realize that there's people in this nation who truly care about the course of the country. There's sheriffs across this nation who refuse to stand up and enforce any kind of tyrannical government law. It's time to join forces, because if you don't, this tyrannical force will dominate you. It is a matter that is played out time and time again throughout history, and we are naive to think it cannot happen here. Stories are attached. That's all I got.